Financial regulation is important, both for the efficiency of the financial system and because it affects the stability of the system. I'd rather see perhaps a bit more reliance on market discipline and a bit less reliance on regulators. Financial regulation tends to be done after something terrible has happened. People rush in and say, well, this must never happen again. We've got to do something. What they do hasn't been well considered. Often they're just doing more of the same thing rather than really thinking about a new and better way of doing it. And so you get these rules that may be too onerous, or perhaps we're just simple-minded. So it's good that people are now thinking about what has been done in the last 5 or 6 years and consider it critically, whether perhaps it could be done better, perhaps we've gone too far in some respects. That's what this kind of conference is about, really. One of the problems that we're facing is that there were a number of different governments or international agencies that brought in different kinds of regulations, didn't necessarily coordinate with the others, and so now you've got this system that perhaps doesn't work very well together. Another problem, I think, is that they didn't think hard enough about the effect they were going to have on markets and whether markets would work efficiently or not. They simply clamped down on a number of activities, and now, as some people have pointed out, it means that the secondary markets don't exist or aren't working very effectively because it's become too costly to operate them. So we're going to have to go back and adjust some of these regulations so that there's some energy in the system to undertake the functions that it was doing before the crisis. There are an awful lot of ideas that have been thrown out, things that need more research, the effect of tax policy on the use of debt for funding investments, the use of digital money, whether this is going to make it easier to have negative interest rates, which would make monetary policy more effective in certain situations. All kinds of blue sky thinking has been going on, and it's just very interesting to hear what people think is possible and what they think is important. I think the most important thing people have to bear in mind is the limitations of regulation. A lot of people seem to think that government can solve all these problems, or the regulators can solve all these problems, but it was really government regulation that caused the crisis of 2007, 2008. I'd rather see perhaps a bit more reliance on market discipline and a bit less reliance on regulators, and also more concern about designing a very robust system that's not going to get into trouble rather than empowering regulators to prevent it.